Hi, everyone, and welcome to WeRPN's Nursing Week 2021. My name is Sharon Foster, and I'm pleased to be your WeRPN host for today's event. Each year, Nursing Week gives us a chance to come together and celebrate our amazing profession. This past year has been incredibly difficult for nurses across Ontario. On behalf of Ontarians everywhere, we want to take the opportunity to express our deepest gratitude for the sacrifices you're making every day to keep us safe. This year, we're hosting a series of virtual events that are open to all nurses. Each of the days will focus on a theme that is central to promoting elements of self-care and wellness. Today's theme is reset.
When I feel I need to do some sort of reset or get things back to normal, I just do more physical activity. Being active and moving every day is something that's really good for your mental health, and it's really helped mine.
I listen to music, I dance, go for a walk.
Just being able to vent if I need to. Frustrations, joy, happiness, struggles, whatever.
I think it's mostly about trying to bring myself to the present moment.
I'm a musician also, as well as a nurse. So music is a big part of that.
Definitely my grandchildren. Yeah. Doing my nails at home. I know it sounds very girly.
I stop, breathe, and pray. And that usually helps me.
Earlier in the year, we conducted our first Nursing During COVID study to better understand how the pandemic was impacting RPNs. We heard from RPNs across the province in every area of practice about the challenges the past year has brought and the need for greater support. Thank you to all the nurses who shared their story and to all of you who continue to use your voice. We're honored to work alongside you to amplify these important stories. Now, I'm pleased to introduce our main event for the day. Reset with a sound bath session from Pause and Expand. On their quest to find new and efficient ways to learn about themselves and support others dealing with the mental health effects of the global pandemic, Jennifer and Steve from Pause and Expand share a vision that there is power in community and showing up together to meet each other where we are right now. When we pause thought, we open to the possibility of expanding our ideas beyond what we imagined possible. Using the power of sound and meditation, this session is designed to help you reset and locate a moment of calm in your day. Step away from the chaos for an hour of self-care. Now I'll turn it over to the team at Pause and Expand.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you, Sharon, so much. We are so grateful to be here today and really to give you space to allow yourself to take a break. Can imagine that's something that has been very challenging for all of you throughout the course of your career, but also over the last year. So we're really honored to be here today to give you a really restful and nourishing experience in sound and meditation. And we'll tell you all about what that is.
I'm Steve. She's Jen. Let's start with the simple things. We're in Toronto. And this is actually a really important week that's dovetailing with your week. This is our first year anniversary in Pause and Expand. And there's a couple overlaps with the nursing community. And the first is we used to do what you're going to experience today in person. So we'd actually gather as a group and we would perform a sound bath. And by the way, type into the chat box anytime you want. We love interactive kind of discussion. We're used to actually seeing you on the screen. So we started this a year ago because we went into lockdown, and one of the friends from the University of Toronto Medical School said, can you record this for the healthcare staff at the Toronto Hospital? And we're like, okay. And that's how this company was born. So it's really nice to come full circle back. And on a very personal note for myself, I have an 84-year-old dad who's been a family doctor for the past 50 years, and he's still practicing. So if there's any RPNs from Stony Creek, you'll know who my dad is. He'll stick out being the 84-year-old Indian man walking into nursing homes still, day to day. And when I went and spoke with him about what we were doing, because sometimes he has no idea what the hell this is, he's like, oh, RPNs. He's like, very, very important people. And he just had a lot of respect. So I feel that kind of, since I've been a child working in doctors' offices and nursing homes as a child, he would take me in. I feel a connection to the work that you do. We're going to throw up a bunch of slides and give you a little bit of theory, because if there's any skeptics in the room about meditation and sound and mindfulness, you're welcome. Please come in. That's an area in which I kind of started in my skepticism.
And the beauty of the experience today is if you have meditated many times in your life, or you've meditated 0 times in your life, you will get hopefully something out of this experience. So there's absolutely nothing that you can do wrong. So to give you sort of a little bit of background on what we do. So Steve and I, just to begin here, we really want to give you this space to just take a break. And we can get very distracted by our phones, our computers, our alerts, our screens. So if you have a phone with you, I'm going to challenge you to move your phone across the room far enough away that you can't reach it. And Steve and I have also done the same. So what Steve and I do is live sound and visualization. So we, every experience that we do, all of the experiences that we have been running for our community, Pause and Expand community, over the last year have all been live. And we really do that in order to help meet people where they are in the exact moment that they're in it. So knowing that our emotions have been a bit of a roller coaster over the last year, and just it's a nature of human experience, we really want to be able to meet you where you are. So if you're there by the chat, one of the questions we love to just open up our experience with is just ask you how you're feeling. So if you were to rate yourself today on a scale of 1 being a really challenging day, or 10 being a really positive, incredible, inspiring, wonderful day, where do you rank yourself today? And there's no right or wrong answer. We'd love for you to type in the chat just to know kind of where you are. And the hope today is that we can move your number higher up, closer to the high end of the scale.
So this idea of us being and we'll let the numbers come in.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at it in a second.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, please. Exhausted 5s. So even if you don't type in or can't get to your keyboard right now, just notice your number where we're starting, and let's notice our number at the end. That's really the process by which we can understand how this work or how this experience affects you. We talked about it being a live sound and visualization company. There's lots of apps out there. Where we went is in a different direction, where to experience what we do, you come live and you do it in community. So we'll talk about that later, but we've created a community over the past year of people that get together on a regular basis and practice mindfulness. Where this started was the skeptic in me, definitely. Jen had already been doing this work when we started dating. And I was like, I don't really get this. And I had a very traditional view of what meditation was supposed to look like. Now, though my head is shaved, there's not these kind of mountains in Toronto, and it's very hard to find this kind of landscape. And I'm like, who am I to go stand or sit and just be quiet? I really struggled with that. And when you start to look at the origins, 6th century India, Hindu religion is where this was first recorded, of the idea of meditation. It's often misunderstood that it has to be practiced a certain way. So we wanted to show you today on how to practice it in your own way, meet you where you're at. And it can be very, very small increments or small time spent. It does not have to be lengthy. There is a science behind this. So we have our left and our right brains, and meditation has been shown to improve the communication between the two sides with that band of tissue in between called the corpus callosum. So the simplest way to say it is, if it's easier to move information back and forth between the hemispheres, would that just be less stress inducing? It's just easier. And that's where all these benefits start to flow from it. So that's the simplest way we can put the science behind it. But we do think it's important to know there's a science behind the work that we're doing.
And there's the other thing too is that it's often misunderstood that you have to take a lot of time to practice meditation. So given the schedules that you all have, I can imagine the idea of taking space to actually sit and meditate can be really challenging, even just the idea of that. So at the end of this, when we're on the other side of the experience, we're going to give you a few tips and tools that we use to just allow ourselves to take small steps to be able to be mindful throughout our day.
So just looking at the comments in here, the idea of tired, exhaustion.
I'm excited that you're excited.
Yeah, these are really important things just to be aware. And it brings us to this concept of what we're doing here with mindfulness or meditation. We're slowing the mind down. That's simply it. When we slow the mind down, we can actually start to feel what's in the body. So if you've got a mind that is constantly going or chattering or keeping up with demands, it often will suppress what the body is feeling. So today we're going to give you a break and let you feel. And how we do that is two ways. We tell you a story. So since we've been children, we've been hearing stories, and it's a way to tell the mind to take a break. I'll follow the story. And the second thing we're going to do is use sound. And you'll, maybe Jen, can you grab the sound bowl?
Yeah.
We will use tones and frequencies to slow the brain down.
So this is what a sound bowl looks like. It kind of looks like a salad bowl, to be honest. But it elicits different tones and frequencies that put your body into a state of rest.
So normally we would have 5 or 6 of these sound bowls set up in a room, and you'd be lying on yoga mats, and we could play things like these tuning forks right into your ears. Well, today you're going to get the exact same experience by the way in which we've produced the sound. So just a little bit more of the science. If you look at this slide, we're speaking right now, your brain is firing the synapses, right? It's firing at a faster rate called the beta stage rate. As we slow our brain thinking down, alpha state, daydreaming, theta state, REM sleep, so I'm thinking in my sleep. And then the delta state, which is I'm not thinking in my sleep. And it is the most restorative state. The sound triggers your brain to go to the delta state. So it's why in a very, very short period of time, literally seconds, when you breathe and tune into the sound, you may feel the effects very quickly. And this is what made us very curious over the past year is, if it's easier to get people to slow down, might they want to do this more? So that's really the premise of ours.
And especially given the pandemic and the challenges that people have had with sleeping, I'm curious if any of you have had challenges with sleeping, even given your schedules. This is an experience that can very easily drop you into a state so your body can actually restore and repair itself on a cellular level, because you're allowing yourself to really rest, which many of us don't actually get to do. So all this to say, why we're really excited to be here today is that we want to support you in taking a break. I can imagine that the time and the schedules that you have don't ever really allow you to take space and take a break from the work that you're doing. You spend so many hours and your entire careers are dedicated to supporting other people. And so today we want to give you an opportunity to support yourself. And that's what the experience will hopefully ultimately do for you today.
So yeah, notice how it feels when someone wants to care for you. It may feel weird.
Yeah.
It may actually feel, some people have talked about feeling anxious when they slow down because we're so used to going quickly. So just notice, that's it. And we're going to keep reminding you to come back to your breath.
So how many of us would like to go here? leave it all behind and go for a nice vacation. So what we're going to do today in our experience is it's going to be about 20 minutes or so where we're actually going to be in the experience. We're going to get started in a moment, and we are going to take you to a place. So you will hear me tell you a story, and the story that I tell you is going to take you here. So you can imagine this image in your mind, and I will prompt you with different feelings and sensations to kind of help your mind go there. And if you lose focus, it's okay. It's part of the experience to lose focus. You can just come back, take a nice big deep breath, and just imagine this picture and this image.
So before we do that, we are going to warm up.
We're going to do a practice.
And so if you've meditated for years, this will be relatively easier. If you've never meditated or slowed down in your life before, we're going to try to show you the process and how simple it is. And what Jen's going to walk us through is a two-step process. We're going to tune into the breath first, and she'll coach you through this. And then we're going to watch as your mind leaves and goes into either the future, the past, or some type of critical talk, right? It goes into the future. What do I have to get done? When is this call going to be over? Why am I here right now? It goes into the past. Ugh, I wish I didn't do what I did yesterday, or I wish they, and you go back into a story from before. Or it will, what the hell are we doing right now? This is stupid. Okay. Watch where your brain goes. It's very, very predictable. What we're trying to bring us to is the present. Right now, there is nothing more important than being here. This is the most important moment in your life. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're going to just show you, that relationship. All mindfulness is leaving and coming back. Yeah. That's it. It's supposed to leave to come back.
Okay, so we're going to do just a minute or so test, and then we're going to come out and just share a little bit about what's happened, and then we'll go into the actual experience. So I'm going to invite you just to gently close your eyes wherever you are, whatever room you're sitting in right now, just closing your eyes, and just allow yourself here to take a nice big deep breath in. So breathing in through your nose and exhale, and just continue to feel the air that's coming in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just notice here if you are focused on your breath, or if you are thinking about something that happened in the past or in the future. Just let your mind wander anywhere it wants to go. Okay, now just gently come back to your breath, focusing on your breath. Nice big deep breath in and exhale. Now think about something else, whatever comes to mind. Just let your mind wander for a moment here. And just come right back to your breath. Nice big deep breath in, just focusing on that inhale and the exhale. Okay. So just coming back, just opening your eyes. So there's a little dance that happens here where you will be prompted to focus on your breath. And then the likelihood is your mind's going to go somewhere else. And all you're going to do is just gently bring it back. Focus on your breath again. Let your mind wander. And that's this little dance that we play. So how hard was that for you to allow yourself to leave, think about something and come back to your breath? Did you find that challenging? Did you find it easy? Let us know in the chat. Either way, if you found it very simple, if you found it tough, all of it's welcome, all of it's okay. And that's what we're going to do today in our experience. So we're going to have you either sit or lay. You can move if you're sitting somewhere and you want to be more comfortable. Yeah. Yeah. So some of us are in different places, right? Sometimes it's really hard and sometimes it's easy. And know that if it's tough, that's okay. This is a beautiful gift that you're giving yourself today. So what we're going to have you do is we're going to have you either sit or lay for about 20 minutes. So you can actually go lay if you're near a bed or you're on a chair, whatever feels comfortable. And you're going to just notice this dance that your mind is going to play, and be curious. So just listen to the story that I'm about to tell you, follow it if you can, and just notice what's happening inside of you as you feel and experience what's here. Then we'll move into the sound portion. So you'll hear the tones and frequencies. And as you listen, just see if you can follow the sound of the tones. That's all. And your body may go into a really relaxed state. If it does, that's great. And you might also feel a little bit of anxiety because many of us are not taught to slow down. So just breathe. That's the best way to just keep coming back. And we will guide you out of the experience, so you'll know when the experience is done when you hear my voice again on the other side of the sound. Okay. So does anyone have any questions before we start? We're going to get going. So if you want to just allow yourself to get in a comfortable position, if you have headphones that you can keep with you there, it's more powerful to hear the experience through headphones. So just grab those and let's get started. And no, there's nothing you can do wrong. So you're just noticing and being curious here. And this time is for you to relax. Yeah. So we will turn our videos off and we'll come back on the other side. Okay. So just allowing yourself here to just get settled in and just closing your eyes. And we're going to take a nice big deep breath together just to settle in here. So we're going to take a big deep breath, and on your exhale, just let a big sigh out your mouth. Okay. Let's do it together. Nice big inhale. And open your mouth, big sigh out. No one can hear you. Let it go. So let's just begin by relaxing your body here in the room that you're in. So just starting to become aware, using your senses to just acknowledge yourself here in this room. Can you feel the parts of your body that are touching the chair that you're sitting on? Can you notice all of the sounds that you hear in the room that you're in? Can you hear the sound of my voice? Can you hear any other sounds in the house or the space that you're in? And can you start to bring awareness to your breath? So just noticing every inhale and noticing every exhale. And at any point during this experience, if you notice your mind starting to wander, it's okay. It's actually part of your experience. And you can very gently just come right back to your breath and take a big deep breath in and return to the sound of my voice. So today we are going to take you through an experience to help you connect back to yourself and give your mind a break. So just try and listen and follow the story and the imagery that I will invite you to keep in your mind. And if you lose focus, it's okay. Just return right back to the sound of my voice. So imagine that you are laying in a hammock on a beautiful beach somewhere in nature. You can go anywhere in the world you want to go. Bringing this image into your mind, imagining it's the perfect temperature outside. And there is the perfect amount of sun and shade that you need. There is a gentle, warm breeze that's in the air, and you can feel it on your skin. And this place is calm and peaceful. And just listening to the sound of the waves. Imagining the palm trees just gently blowing in the wind. And imagine how it feels to be laying in this hammock right now. Just gently allowing yourself to sway back and forth. Feeling your body sinking deeper and deeper into this hammock as you feel it move back and forth. And know that there is nothing you need to do right now. There is nowhere that you need to be. No phones or emails need to be answered. No alarms need to be tended to. And no patients need your assistance right now. Just allowing yourself to breathe. You spend so much of your time giving to others. And this time is here for you to receive and know that you are supported. Just allowing yourself to breathe. As you feel this hammock just rocking gently back and forth, breathe. Can you feel all of the muscles in your face relaxing now? Can you feel your arms and your legs becoming softer? And with every inhale and every exhale, just imagining yourself following the movement of this hammock back and forth. And allow yourself to become even more relaxed with every breath that you take. Notice how your body is responding to taking this break right now. Are you able to welcome this time for yourself? Or are you finding it challenging to take space and really slow down? Let yourself feel whatever is here and breathe. And know that whatever you are feeling is okay. You are important and you deserve this time. So, as we move into the sound bath, can you allow the sound to connect you back to yourself? And if your mind starts to wander, it's okay. Just coming right back to the sound and the image of yourself swaying back and forth in this peaceful hammock on this beautiful beach. Using your breath to guide you through the experience. And we will see you on the other side.
Okay, so just see if you can just stay here for a moment with your eyes closed, just listening to the sound. Just allowing yourself to breathe here. And that's it. Just breathing, just noticing how you feel in this moment. If there's a word that you could use to describe how your body feels in this moment, just see if you can just hold that in your mind. And just gently, just starting to bring more awareness back to yourself in the room that you're in. Maybe giving yourself a nice stretch, just rolling your neck around. And when you're ready, just opening your eyes and just returning back into the group here. And just taking your time to come back. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. So just wanting to check in here and just see how everyone is feeling. Maybe the word that you felt about how your body feels after that experience. Anything that you want to share in the chat with us, we'd love to just hear how you're doing. Can be really challenging for us to actually give ourselves space to take a break. And sometimes when we do, our body and our mind are like, what's happening right now? Kitty, it's interesting, yeah, that the mind wandering is very normal. That's really why Steve and I try in the beginning to just share that it's normal for your mind to leave. We're not meant to have ourselves stay in the same place. So that's really good to know. Angela, that's incredible. Yeah. The beauty of the sound is that your body will just go into that state. And even when your mind is trying to wander, sometimes in the experience, we can feel like we're almost half asleep. But actually, it's just our body relaxing, getting into that delta state. So it's so nice to see all of these comments coming in.
Yeah, Aditola, I think that's how you pronounce it. Oftentimes, people will fall asleep because if you remember, we talked about the mind and the body. When the mind slows down or comes into alignment with the body can talk. And the body will just be like, sleep, boom. So that's actually very normal, very normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anyone struggle with the experience? So it's really beautiful to read all these comments of how good it felt. If anyone struggled, I'd love to know that too, because that's also it's very normal.
It is normal for tears.
Yeah.
So again, body goes, this is how I'm feeling, and it does its thing, right? The mind is often, don't have tears, don't slow down, and it removes itself, and then you get your feeling of the body. So,
it's the releasing of the tension in your body. Sometimes you can also feel tingling. So I think someone up further up the top said like it's almost like a numbing feeling. Did anyone have those sensation of like tingling or like
just the sensation in your actual body. That's also something, if that did happen to you, that's very, very normal.
It was challenging to stay focused, mind wandering. Great. That is exactly what you needed to see today.
Yeah.
And to stay curious and we want to try to stay away from the critical nature of it. And it doesn't seem critical, but curious around that, because that's showing you today, the sound is saying, this is what you need to know.
And we're often always thinking about the next thing, right? That's how we're built to do. And especially in the work that you're doing, when you don't have that space to take a break, your mind is literally always thinking about the next patient, where you have to be, what you have to do, all of the different aspects of the work that you do. So it's normal that your mind has actually been trained to always think about the next thing. So this is like something that it's not familiar with.
I pull myself back into the sound and connect. That's Stephanie. That's the pro move. What you just did.
That's perfect.
That's exactly what we want to try to get you to do. Is that your mind is going to leave. It's going to go on to other things.
Yeah.
And to bring it back to the breath. That's exactly the process.
Yeah.
So you can imagine now there are no slides to really explain what you just felt. And what we want to try and do now is say, how do we do more of this in our life, right? You got an experience of what it's like to slow down. How do you do this more in your life? And that is, hear a siren going by.
There's no slowing down, as you can hear.
Yeah. To integrate this into your day and what that might look like. And it'll be different for everyone. We can offer 2 suggestions. The first is to take small steps. And just to ask yourself, and you may want to write this in the chat box so that you can share with each other how you might do this, is how can I take a few more deep breaths in the day? Where might that be possible? And we're talking literally about 15 seconds. Jen, you were thinking about, do you put a bracelet on that kind of reminds you to take a 15-second break?
Yeah, one of the things that I notice about myself when I actually connect to how deep my breathing is, many of us breathe basically in the top part of our body. So we're breathing from not right into our belly, which is that deep breath that helps your body to really relax. So it can be as simple as, if I have a hair elastic on, or I have a bracelet on, or the lanyard that I wear, or whatever it is, can you, every time you look at that object that you've identified as, this is what I'm going to use to symbolize the knowing that I can just take a moment right now and take a breath. So if it's when you're in the washroom, if it's when you are, driving to the place that you work, if it's right before you go to sleep, right when you wake up in the morning, even just for a moment to close your eyes, nice big deep breath, and exhale, and really try to allow the breath to go right to the stomach, because many of us, we breathe very short, and that is often a sign of anxiety or stress. And so those nice big deep breaths can really allow your body to just open a little bit more. And really, that's what you did today, is you allowed yourself to breathe.
Yeah. Maybe there's also a way to integrate it into your day in the rounds that you're doing, or whatever your schedule is. Maybe there's a way before you're walking into a room, or a certain kind of practice that has a little bit more space for you to do it, to integrate it right into the day. Is it with a patient? Might even been speaking to them, saying we're going to take a breath together, and it's 5 seconds, but it's a reminder to yourself. So it's this reminder to yourself that starts to build the muscle. Mm-hmm. We want to, any questions you have, please type them into the chat box right now. So this is where we tell you we've built a community, and we understand it's difficult given your schedules. You're probably working different schedules, and we have a number of nurses in our community. that drop in and drop out, but we offer free programming during the week, Mondays and Wednesdays, and we have sound baths on Sundays from time to time that are also free. So what we're trying to say is community is really important, to have other people to do this with. So we are a resource there that can help. We're going to give you the recording of today. I know it's being recorded, but I was just thinking about it. We're like, let's give you the recording so that you can go back and listen to what you listened to today. Also, we have resources on Apple Music and Spotify. We've created a number of relaxation sessions for sleep, and there's also healthcare provider meditations there, one before work, during work, and after work.
They're very short. They're like 5 minutes or so. Yeah.
And those actually were recorded a year ago when we were just starting this. So it's got my voice on it, not her beautiful voice, but that tells you where we came from, believe it or not. And yeah, we're very grateful to be here, and we want to keep supporting specifically this audience, and we'll hope to keep growing with you. But
yeah. Thank you all for leaning into this and just being curious. A lot of the work that we do is it's hard for people to drop in, and so the fact that you just allowed yourself to try this is really, really powerful.
Would it help with that? Thanks, Natalie, for the question. I don't know the answer to that question, if it would help with migraines. I don't know. I don't know if there's been studies on that.
So we did support someone about 7 months ago who was struggling with concussion. She had an ongoing concussion and was having headaches and really challenging experiences. And there was a specific tone, and it will be different for your daughter. But there was a specific tone. It was sort of the higher tone that was really resonating with her. So we'll give you the recording so you can try it with her. Have her listen to
Get in touch with
portion,
us.
But email us and we can maybe help you.
Yeah.
Email us at hello@pauseandexpand, and we can hopefully help you, provide you with something that might work for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
so good.
I feel more energized today. Funny when you've been able to relax. Isn't that crazy, eh?
Yeah, Margot, this is exactly why this is important to do recordings as well, right? And just especially for this group, because we get distractions all day.
And you will become the ambassadors for this kind of work amongst your colleagues. So note that you are the people to take this, if it helped, to try to take this to other people within the community. I think that's the way we're going to try to spread this. And also, if you struggled, try it again. Just try and come back to it and try the recording again.
Yeah.
It is something that took me a long time.
I still struggle.
Yeah.
And it can be different every day, right? Every day, sometimes we feel a bit more open, and sometimes we're just not there. And it can be interesting to try in both of those moments.
And we hope to see your faces one day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think we're done. So Sharon, do you want to come back and say hi, or there you are? Okay.
I would love to come back and say hi. That was amazing. So that you two are lovely. This was my first experience at this, and I just want to say it. I feel like it changed the energy in my house. It changed the energy in me. I feel like my glass has been refilled a little today. So thank you so much for this.
Good.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Brilliant. Okay, so officially we're to thank the team at Pause and Expand for